And das vidanya, comrade. Das vidanya, comrade.
Spasada I dobra poshodet. That's thank you and welcome.
Awesome.
In
you know
Russian.
why? Why is it like that?
You're going to tell us.
We've gone international.
3% across the pond.
3% of our Spotify is from Moscow.
I've already ordered my large hat for the winter.
Ooh. Oh, hell yeah. What's that thing called?
A large hat for the winter? I don't know.
It's a Seinfeld hat.
Oh, yeah, I think it was.
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sell the fake ones on the streets of New York. You should have got one.
Didn't Mr. Pitt buy one?
Yeah, all right. I'm killing the anthem. I could have faded it out like a professional, but
fading would have been great.
And here's your reminder. We're going to get the reminder again at 1:40 because I mean we already had rehearsal. This is a non-professional show, so we didn't cover that in rehearsal.
No, Kevin. Sorry. Our guest is listening, going, "What a joke! What the fuck?"
He's a professional. He's a professional. He's not used.
Tell the audience that you attempted to do once way before. What happened?
I went to check the time on how long it was going to be because I didn't want Kevin to wait too long. He has to wait because we.
I was thinking, why are we playing Russian music?
I told you, 3% of our crowd is from Moscow.
Okay, there we go. You know what? I wasn't hearing.
Probably couldn't hear it over me blasting the anthem.
It was loud. It was so loud.
Pump it into Minsk and Siberia.
Dos Vidania again. Welcome.
What did we learn?
You know what? I could have looked up how to say, the cure for boredom in Russian, but again, drop the ball there. That would have been a great opportunity to welcome our Russian listeners.
Well, and here's the deal too that we found out too from Spotify is in Russia, Spotify app no work.
Oh,
because remember they had to use a web browser. No, they had to use a web browser.
A web browser.
Yeah, because Putin doesn't let them have apps.
That's true. Yeah.
So big show. Big show.
Yeah, we got some recapping to do. We have our first official guest,
and we have our second guest on the line just by virtue of the contest. Sean has sent us an email.
Yes, he did.
His top 10 shows.
Yes. In no
particular order. That's right. You want to plow through these? Give Sean a shout out.
Sure.
Sean will be our guest on the January 6th episode, which is a Monday.
He will be. We're going to dumb it down for him, so we'll keep our words small and easy to understand.
Yes. I'll go.
Oh, I'll do it this time. Hey. So in no particular order, he has King of Queens, Kevin James' vehicle. Sopranos, that we both have that on our list. Everybody Loves Raymond, old school classic sitcom. Chicago PD, never seen it. Kingdom, Netflix show with Nick Jonas. I think when you have to preface what the show is, and also with Nick Jonas, is that something to be proud of? I don't know. Seinfeld?
He's got brothers.
He does, but it's lacking two or how many brothers? Is there 3 brothers? Anyways.
Yeah.
He's got Seinfeld. This Is Us. Ozark. Longmire, and then Yellowstone. I think they get that Yellowstone is that the cartoon Yogi?
No. That's the guy from Tin Cup. He retires from golf and opens up a cattle ranch.
Yeah, I think he did that. He was a fish man in that one movie too. Wow. Yeah.
That's bad.
Could have said Bull Durham. Anyways, so thanks, Sean, for participating. We appreciate the feedback or comments, whatever. Sounds good.
How do you get a hold of us?
He emailed us.
Where would you find that email?
That's the number 2, the cure for boredom at gmail.com. Hey,
absolutely.
That's the only thing I know. Anyways, but yeah, please email anything you like to us. Again, like and subscribe. Hit that notification button.
I know you love that part.
I love that part. Hit that notification button to be alerted to whenever we have another podcast posting, typically Mondays. That can be midnight Pacific Standard Time on Monday mornings, sometimes about 12:30.
Well, and I was thinking about this too, is
Yeah.
if you don't watch it on YouTube, me having the socials and all that other stuff doesn't matter. So we got to do a better job of saying the cure for _ boredom on Instagram and TikTok. No TikToks posted, but
you can see these down here.
Only if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, you can see them here. But if you have, so yeah, TikTok and what's the other one we got? Instagram. You have an Instagram?
Instagram, yeah. Post on Instagram when the new episodes come out.
You know, I was thinking, you know, since you've got viral videos, we want people watching this. You should post a clip of the show on your TikTok. You have a lot of people showing up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hate mail. They're gonna be like, "Where's more light videos?"
I'm gonna wait and see if TikTok gets banned. I don't want to put all our eggs in that basket. So
It's true.
There'll be a mutiny if TikTok gets banned, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cover our homework. I'm gonna start.
Okay.
I had to watch the big TV show. They got Sean's top 10. Maybe we'll get Kevin's top 10. But my homework was to watch Sherlock. I loved it. Saw 2 episodes so far, which is a huge time commitment and a huge brain commitment. You gotta focus.
Yeah, I like it because it's clever. It's like a clever show. Like you bring it along and then they hit you with something.
Well, and there's shit flying around like when they were counting cards in The Hangover. Like there's shit flying around. Like, you know, there's like white letters all the time flying around. And I'll tell you why I probably never would have watched it, because the thumbnail on Hulu has them as like dressed in 1800 characters.
Yeah. No spoilers, but there'll be a reason for that.
Gee, thanks. All right. No, but hey, it's good. I'm gonna keep watching it. It would take me some time to get through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean,
hey,
you watched,
I would keep watching it.
Yeah, you watched literally more than my assignment.
It was fair trade. How did you like Shoresy?
How did I like it?
Huh?
How did I? Huh?
2 shots, couldn't get it.
I know. I keep see. Drop the ball again, but like it? No, loved it. I mean, for crying out loud! I mean, if I'm gonna just the things that I just picked up real quick. Shut the fuck up, Sanguinet. Huh? Aqua Dump. Love that. The Sewer's so fucking good. Ted Hitchcock. When you say his name fast, it sounds like Ted Hitchcock. Give your balls a tug. I wish I could do these in Canadian accents. But Jim, and the third guy I love that guy. You got a dip. They're always at the weirdest times. There's an impossible amount of good-looking girls in Sudbury. For what? So dumb. I mean, Shoresy is all-time character. I mean, it was so good, so dumb, but it just kept getting better and better and better. And one thing, the hockey. Honestly, I don't think I've seen a TV show or movie that had better sport played and televised in a way. The hockey was amazing. Those guys are real hockey players, and like you told me, they're pretty much hired hockey players to become actors, and it was brilliant. So I absolutely love that show.
Good. How about Big Sexy?
Big Sexy. Are you JJ Frankie JJ?
No, Big Sexy. Titfucker.
Oh, that's right. Every time you say JJ's
Big Sexual.
Big Sexual. But like the running gags of like him with the women from Quebec.
Yeah.
And the Quebecois, whatever they call themselves. And the one woman, the name of her, what was her name?
Laurence Leboeuf.
Laurence Leboeuf. They always Laurence Leboeuf. But all the women, they're just models. All these supermodels basically are in love with them and fell in love with them over and over, and they all just fought over him. Great storyline, the entire thing. And then it's just like every single guy just contributed something, a style of character just so great. And yeah, it was a fantastic show. But
good.
Yeah, loved it. So
all right. We highly recommend both. Mm-hmm. Silver Gold.
for sure. Nope.
Are you ready?
I think we are. It's time. It's time to bring them on.
I mean,
it might work. It might not.
We kicked around. Nah, here we go. We'll just throw it out there.
All right,
we'll throw it out there. See what happens. I'll jockey some stuff around. If you're watching on YouTube, my apologies in advance.
Mm-hmm. And there he is, our first guest, Mr. Kevin Slagle, live from Washington, D.C.
Look at that.
Look at this with his D.C.
The Alex Sarr, which I'm sure you guys know who the hell he is. He's a center, number 20, commemorative hat that I picked up the other night at a Wizards game for $16 tickets, because that's how bad the basketball is.
You mean a Bullets game?
I'm just going to take it off.
I think you should put the hat back on, actually.
Well, I got this one. This one.
Oh, he's got multiple hats.
Yes.
Oh, that's ready. He's got the big oil hat.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're going to have some burning questions for you.
You can tell everybody that's the Tulsa Drillers.
Yes. There you go. It's the Harris Waltz hat, just different take.
Oh, God.
Right. So
I have on my Angels hat from spring training 2018.
That was a great trip.
Glorious trip.
And I had the Giants thought about it.
Right? That was all about Ohtani, that whole trip.
It was for him.
Yeah, we tried to track him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw him play. We saw him play. Yeah, I was going to wear the Giants spring training hat. I should have. That would have been perfect. But I did wear a Giants hat in honor of Kevin. Both of us Giants fans. This was a alternate version hat that's probably never been worn in a game, but it's kind of a navy dark charcoal blue, so it's gray. But yeah, Giants hat. So
love it. Except for
but yeah, so Kevin, welcome to the show. What an honor it is for you to be the first guest.
Well, I think I'm your first listener and your most
maybe only listener.
And so I think it's I'm very honored. But again, for the record, I did nominate Sean, and I'm glad that he's up next. Although I do question his TV show list a little bit.
Yeah, we always will.
Chicago PD, I've actually seen it. It's not bad, but the Jonas things threw me for a loop completely. But
is he playing music?
Well, just I mean, I looked it up to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
it's 96%.
Wow.
Rated.
Okay.
Wow.
It's 98% Rotten Tomatoes. So.
Must be a good show. I have no idea what it's about. I've never even heard of it, to be honest. Weird.
Wait, this can't be right.
What's that?
Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm coming back.
I wish I had the soundboard with me right now, because I'd be playing something right now, Steve.
So, Jim, your background has changed. I mean, being you're not a fan.
I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a big reader, so I'm glad.
Yeah, digging it in. I've read probably one book in the last 14 years, maybe. I read on the computer a lot. Does that count?
But listening counts. I mean, so
we've Kev, I don't know if you saw the professionalism of us, or you heard the professionalism of us when we. No spoilers for anybody.
Start of the show.
Somebody forgot to press the record button, and
yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, my excitement was like at 100, and then the second time around it was like 83.
If I'm being objective, just for all your listeners, and especially the one in Moscow, the first run was really good.
It was. second one really bad. No, it was like it's so funny, because I was finding myself trying to say some of the same things and make it feel. It was weird coming out saying the exact same kind of things. Yeah, but what am I going to do? Change it all, and it was going to be worse. So I just it kind of worked that first time. So we kind of rolled with it. But
why I listen to your show is a spontaneity, and so you just sort of took it.
I know,
right?
Fourth wall.
Yeah,
it was. We are fourth wall on it right now. But anyways,
again, hold on. I have an update. I have an update. Okay,
Yeah.
this is why I was confused. Okay, so Kingdom does have Jonas in it. It is 96% Rotten Tomatoes, but as I scroll down, I'm looking at the cast, and it's a bunch of Korean names, and I'm thinking, what?
That's up my alley.
Exactly. So I'm looking at, and we have Ju Jin Hoo, Beadona,
That's the
Kim Hae Jun.
That's the Korean. I think there is a show
Sounds
called
like the
Kingdom in
Squid Game.
Korea. That's
There's
not
a South
Jonas Brothers.
Korean.
I've seen
there's
that.
a South
Actually,
Korean Kingdom. There you go.
I've seen
So
that.
now-
I've often thought about checking that out.
Then now you should, because it's 98 Rotten Tomatoes. So that was my confusion, is that I sensed a bond between you and Sean, like a bridge that we could, close the gap with Korean TV shows, and I would just sit back and let you guys talk about
Definitely not happening. So, because wait, are you saying there's Korean Joe Jonas, or was it which Jonas brother?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
So there is a Korean show that he's on.
No,
Yeah.
it's an American version of. I don't know whose came first. I don't know. I just as the search was for Kingdom Netflix, and yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So he is factual, but there is a Korean show that's up your alley, so you have at it.
So
You need to watch it, Jim. You got.
Yeah. Kevin, you're going to notice a few things that are going to be a little different about the show, and certain things like you're talking and saying something, and it's like I mentioned something about Animal House a while back, and talked about I love this thing when they talk about or you say something like it's literally zero, like it's zero. If I reference that, then sometimes you might hear.
I'm just gonna let you go.
Come on.
0.0.
We're working soundboards.
Keep going.
That's new. I mean,
We're gonna have some. Steve, do you want to throw a few out there just to kind of let Kev hear some of the things that would be showing up at time to time?
Let's see.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it.
That's the Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Love it. We've referenced that many a time. We'll do it live. I love that, and that was a recommendation for me. Had to have it. So,
We're working on production. We're as the money comes in for this thing,
the Russian
we put it right back in.
well, I mean, I got to say, each episode, the production values just get better and better and better.
Oh yeah.
Include Jim's new set, which
Right.
this morning. Evening when I saw it.
I spent most of what I've earned off the show on this set. Actually, I spent $9.99 more than I've earned off the show because it cost $9.99 for a sheet. But look,
How it's a real sheet? It's not.
it's literally a sheet. Hey, it's all a facade.
Well, I think this is a thing. I think you can add in a different sheet every so
Well,
often. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking green screen, but then
Nah.
too much. No, the quality is bad.
Old school, which I think is appropriate for the show, to be honest. So I think that's right.
Well, I can get multiple different types of sheets and just throw something up, and hey, night sky one time. Who knows?
Yeah.
I can say I'm out. I'm out in the desert today. Whatever. So ridiculous.
That's what makes
Kevin, again, you have like a pretty high profile position. I'd be remiss not to talk about Kevin's new national position with the National Oil Institute. He is I believe you're a vice president of some sort, maybe, all right?
something like that. Yeah.
I'm like kind of national. He's in charge of the PR. So he's the one that's making up all the lies to the public.
Hey now.
Oh, wow.
Hey now.
Shots fired. No, I'm kidding.
I know. I mean,
Well, immediately, I'm gonna hardball it on you. It's like, what measures are in place to ensure safety of workers and the health standards around these sites of oil sites throughout the year?
have you watched Landman? Have you seen
but there
directive ad during the show that says
I did. It's funny, Kevin. So I was before. Actually, I saw this show advertised months ago.
Right. I'm putting
Before
back
Kevin even got his position.
this part of the show.
And so the show comes on. I'm watching it now. I know Kevin is part of it. And literally, Kevin's done national ads or ads for other things when he worked for something else, another oil industry type of thing. And he was in charge of doing some commercials, and a commercial pops up, and it immediately, it's about the message is this. Pretty much, this is how I took it. Look, Billy Bob Thornton is an actor. Our oil executives do not go to Mexico and negotiate and watch murders of the cartel to get contracts signed. He is an actor. This is not real. Our oil executives stay and do legal things in the U.S. So this is how this came across, as like real people, they have difficult jobs. This is an important type of a industry that's still needed. And it was a very good commercial. And the show is very sensational. It's pretty, it's Billy Bob Thornton for you guys. Sling Blade is running the show there. So
Emmy award nominated Billy Bob on the show. So I gotta tell you, Jim.
Yeah.
I get that text. The next morning I get my team together and I said, this is what my lifelong friend from California had to say about our ad.
No shit.
Which was exactly it. So yes, this is just a show. Isn't it fun? It's not real.
Yeah, it's not real. This is sensationalized. It's movie scripted. It's all make believe.
Yes.
The oil pumping out of the ground is real, but the stories with a 17-year-old girl that's guffawed by all the guys that work in the oil industry is not probably a good thing to have.
That's a little bit of a creepy storyline in that show.
Yeah, there was.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, it's well made. It's pretty cool. I thought it's a good show. But yeah, I mean, Billy Bob Thornton, he's really good. Pretty much everything he does. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But yeah, so Kev moved to DC. So yeah, so Kevin grew up where we did in Elk Grove. Moved to DC just recently. Out there living, and this is the new apartment. The apartment is out. I was going to say, pick up the laptop and take a tour.
Oh, a tour.
Take us up to the pool area.
Well, so look, one thing moving out here, since like I told you, I literally have nothing to do. So I'm so glad to be with you guys. Otherwise, I would probably be asleep.
So he wants to be on weekly.
So I thought, at least if I can move here, I got to make it feel a little homey. And then I realized how domesticated I was with actually like having matching stuff. But yeah, so it's if I took you to, I almost did the show from the top because I have this like crazy cool view of DC in the background, but I just felt that, it just felt a little not who I am, right? So
you're coming on again. You're coming on again. I mean, dude, it's funny too because it's like, I love the fact that you went, I got nothing else to do, and I'm like, that's our guy. That's our guest. That's what we need.
We need guys with free time.
Because that's how we got here. That's how we ended up in this deal.
I mean,
yeah,
it is. Yeah, no, which is great, right? At this point of our lives, here we are after a lifetime of friendship, and we got nothing else to do but to hang out together, which is exactly how it should be, right?
It's fun.
So,
we've already, we have talked about taking the show on the road one day.
Oh,
sometime in the future, maybe planning out. And we should probably plan out a little golf trip. Get the guys together.
Yes.
And do a little podcast from wherever we're at.
Yeah, I did learn one thing. I think it was episode 1, which has always been a story of ours, the Shastina golf incident.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is the way Steve described it is like the actual trauma it has caused.
That was like I think 25 years of pain. I think he still has a small limp on that side.
30 years. 30.
Is it 30?
Yeah. Or 31 or 32 years ago.
Trauma. No trauma.
Yeah. So I want to apologize again.
My memory's not that good. I shouldn't have been out there, honestly.
It was a straight duck hook. Steve, to be fair, you were on the far left side of the fairway.
Shouldn't have been out in front, though.
So,
but
I was hiding in the cart. Yeah, the dance. The dance. I'm going to go this leg up. No, this leg up, and then he picked the wrong leg up, and
and
Yes,
then the
ma'am.
leg goes out and bam. So
Yeah.
I did feel bad about that. I mean, I thought it was a funny moment, but I realized it was actually a
Oh, it's a hilarious moment.
It is funny. It's still funny.
hilarious.
So
We
I got
did have
a
lot of
question.
moments.
yeah.
I'm going to ask a question. I got one for you. I know this, and I think at some point we kind of share this to an extent, because if I'm up late at night and I'm watching YouTube, the live SpaceX feed will be on my YouTube feed.
Yes.
Okay, and I will never not watch those booster rockets landing.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. And then the catch of the booster rocket. Okay. So now I'm thinking, I go back and forth on Elon. Okay. Decent car, crazy ass space program. But what is more impressive to you? I mean, where is Apollo, like the first moon mission? That's impressive. But do you think they ever would have thought about catching a booster rocket?
No.
And bringing them back?
No, I mean, think about it. That's like, it's like taking the building I live in and catching it with a pair of chopsticks, right? I mean, to me, it's insane. And so you speak of the booster landing. I went to the first Falcon Heavy launch. So I'm a space geek. So I fly back to Florida, and I have a ticket to sit 5 miles away. Somewhere along the way, I met these other space geeks on the internet. So I go to this party, or it was more like a dinner, and I see 3 guys who you expect to think total space geek guys. Somehow I start talking to them. They have an extra ticket for the site that's 2 miles away. So they just give it to me out of the goodness of their heart. And that was like a $700 ticket at the time. So I go there. It's 2 miles away from the launch pad. There's Bill Nye the Science Guy. There's all this stuff going on. Anyway, everyone expected the Falcon just to blow up. It didn't blow up. But it took off. We've all seen it. It launched the car. It was like every sporting event you've ever been to with
times 100.
Bird energy into the moment. But the greatest thing ever was those 2 boosters coming down together and landing simultaneously with sonic boom. So I've geeked out enough on this segment, but yes, I think catching that the heavy was just unbelievable, and that's going to be our reality. That's crazy. So
yeah, no, man. And hey, it's your time to geek out. You do what you want. So I have a question.
Yes.
That's my job, is to ask questions.
Yeah,
not really a job. It's a job to pay, but
yeah.
What's Artemis?
Artemis is probably dead, honestly. So Artemis is a government-funded program to get us to the moon. That's cost $40 billion, where all these commercial efforts have cost $20 billion. So you've got certainly you have Elon Musk and his program, which is pretty close. You've got Bezos saying with Blue Origin. You've got other programs that are getting us there. So I don't think we'll ever see Artemis actually. I think the new NASA administrator that's coming in has flown twice on SpaceX rockets on private missions to space. And so I would not be surprised if Artemis is killed and they use Starship and making Blue Origin rockets to get us to the moon again.
Well, let me ask a dumb question.
By the way, I'm just speculating with space.
Right.
No, I know. So the Artemis Lego set I have is going to be a collector's item.
That could be a collector's item. Yes. Hold on to that.
Well, let me ask a
Saturn version of that. I have not had time to build. Yes.
Let me ask you a dumb question.
Yeah.
Why do we need to go to the moon?
Oh, you're one of those.
Well, we've already been to the moon.
See? Well, look,
Hold on.
Who's retarded now?
Again, I'm a novice.
Yes.
I saw that landing and I'm totally amazed. But again, I don't know anything about space exploration, what's going out there, but what's the point of going to the moon?
Well, to me, I'm just a geek, but to me, I think there's the whole strategic power of a country doing of those sorts of things. I think there's a huge amount of pride that comes with that I think actually has value. And I think a lot of products and things that come from the effort actually end up helping humanity. But it's just super cool. And sometimes you just got to do super cool things to inspire people.
But
so that's why I look at it. I mean, I don't want to see China's flag on the moon.
But we already have our flag there, don't we?
They have a little rover, but I just think, but nobody else has been there. So I don't know. Look, it's kind of like I know you have this viewer in Russia, but the Reagan era. Yes, exactly. There's still that part of me that's like, America, bald eagles, big flags, and that stuff.
Apple pie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my thing is, it's like, okay, I obviously if it benefits, but we know there's nothing. I mean, are we going to build something there?
Well, we're gonna connect with the aliens that already live there, Jim. So we gotta go there first. That's what's important. The secret alien base that's there, we got to get there first, so that Chinese or the Russians don't do that instead.
Okay.
Of course, I'm joking, but maybe not. But I don't know. We'll get there. We'll figure something out. It's just stuff that will move us forward to whatever. I don't know.
So, who in your mind has faked the moon landing?
Well, we didn't.
I think it was the Indian one. The one in India that looked like, the one that looked like it was a green screen in a bad studio.
Yeah, that's a good call. China, everyone would say China, but they probably didn't, because if they did, then everybody would say they'd have proof that they didn't. So India's a good choice, Steve. I think that's a good guess.
I mean, why
would do it?
That was really weird. I don't know. I mean, I agree, but I think UFOs are under the water,
right? Like it landed kind of like upside down on its side or something weird.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that I was 100 when I saw that video. I was 100% sure it was faked.
Yeah. Can I note this is the first science segment of the podcast?
Right.
Congratulations.
Everybody's turning it off right now.
Yes, I know.
I know, man. This is good stuff, man.
No,
the aliens are under the water too. By the way, they're not on the dark side of the moon.
That was bottom of the ocean.
I believe. Yeah, I agree with that. But I will say this whole drone stuff, they're airplanes. Just so you know, the stuff in the
is it? Okay.
They're like Southwest airplanes. They're like airplanes, and so it's crazy to me that there's all this like hysteria. They're airplanes.
All right.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Yes.
Well, flight radar.
Yeah, exactly. That will prove it. It's like, cool. UFO sighting. No, look, it's a plane. West.
So, I mean, I understand we don't spend. Does our government spend any money on I mean, we're planning on doing it. We've dumped a lot of money in, but haven't gotten anywhere. So Branson got further than the government has since they shut the shuttle down.
No, I mean,
Captain Kirk got further than.
Yes, which when we ever get to my top 10, we're gonna hear some Star Trek involved. But no, I mean, actually, Branson doesn't really fly into space. It's kind of like on the edge of it, and even what Jeff Bezos does now is not quite space, but the private companies are going to get it done, and unfortunately, the government just can't. The way they do their contracts, it's so expensive, and it's just too slow. But look, I don't know what's coming with all this. Whatever Doge is going to do to the government moving forward, perhaps they'll get rid of all the restrictions that help get things done, and we'll actually move forward on some of the stuff. I don't know. That's
well, there's probably plenty of things that are probably good removing restrictions, but there'll be a lot of bad.
Crazy.
Like
Yes.
when the water goes bad.
Yeah. Well, no, we're gonna have good air and water, Jim. And trust me, from our perspective, we want to guarantee that for you.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes. No, but yeah, let's not. This is not going to be a political show.
I know.
I don't need to.
Well, I feel like I'm just like hurting your ratings every minute we go on.
No. The space stuff, because we talked, Steve. He and I talked about the space stuff. I think he has even more interest than I do, for sure.
I will say this: no matter if you get the chance in your life, go see a rocket launch in person.
Well, did you see the Channing Tatum movie with Fly Me to the Moon?
Yeah.
I mean, it's what it is, but it was kind of cool just seeing pretty realistic setup for what they were doing. You know, I don't know if they actually filmed at it somewhere near, but they seem to have really cool sets to look like legitimate. So it was well made in that regard. The story was ridiculous, but kind of. You heard about that? Did I tell you about that, Steve?
Channing Tatum, yeah.
Yeah, there's Woody Harrelson worked for
dances
Nixon.
or something.
He did not take off his clothes. No, it's like
I thought that's the one you were talking about.
Woody Harrelson plays a White House employee working for Nixon. Basically, wants them to film a fake landing while they are landing on the moon, just in case it fails, so they can say they did it. So they were filming a fake landing, and it was pretty interesting how it went. But I mean, it's so preposterous. I mean, it never would happen like that. I don't know. Maybe it could. But I don't know.
It's a weird kind of time we live in. But again, if I think about it, like people didn't believe the moon landing was real.
Yeah.
You know, people debate JFK. I mean, people think the Earth is flat. I mean, you have people that just want to say, if you say it's black, they want to say it's white. You know, if you say it's up, they want to say it's down. They just have to be on that side to be edgy for whatever reason.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, this a world of people will lap up any conspiracy theory that has some kind of interesting way about it, because I love a good conspiracy story. You know, half it's bullshit, but it's fun to listen to. People have crazy ideas out there. But
what about the healthcare shooter guy?
That's a
crazy man. Change in like how people look at corporations versus people, and that's actually.
I mean, I've never been a big, let's put a positive spin on murder.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, guy was murdered for crying out loud. I mean, I know he's he is a legal thief working as a CEO for a healthcare organization that makes insane amounts of money. Like our insurance companies, this is way too much. We shouldn't be talking about all this.
I've steered us way off course. Sorry.
No. But but again, some good conspiracy theories come out of all that stuff. But it's this country is.
I love conspiracy theories. I
do too. Yeah, they're fun. They're fun, but I take everything with a grain of salt. Me personally. So.
Well, the best are UFO conspiracy theories. But I do believe Steve is right. They're in the ocean. I'm with you.
They're all in Area 51.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good Air Force video of them. Of something.
Some weird.
Just going into the ocean floor.
Thing.
No, like leaving guys and going into the ocean, like without, like better than Greg Louganis, splash wise. Just
what was the movie from like our era that was like the aliens in the water? Abyss.
Got me. Oh, really?
The Abyss.
Yeah. The Abyss was about aliens?
Yes, aliens deep underwater. And
Samuel Jackson got eaten?
Yeah, and actually I think they were oil platform folks who found them.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was a good flick.
I mean,
here we go.
Well, if you go through what you want,
Thomas Jane, also in that movie. Again, why do I know the name that the guy hidden talent?
But I mean, if you want to talk about unexplored areas
Kings win.
of our planet.
Kings win, sorry.
Unexplored areas of our planet, that's the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean it's so deep. We can't get down there.
Breaking news. Pophams 8 subscribe to your channel.
He texted me like 6 hours after wait. He sends me a text.
God.
Now the show's gonna get good, I'll be honest. Now I'm going in the right direction. He sends me a text and it says, what did it say? Oh wait, I think you guys all got the text, but he says, He sent me how I'm listening. A voicemail, a text voice, one of those deals. So I could play it.
No,
No, I can't.
no.
Yeah,
You can. I mean, you can.
Well, I think I have to hear it.
Do you know what's on it? Is this like you're going straight to air with this?
I guess I can't.
I mean,
It's gone.
You've listened to this, right?
He's like,
there's just no rules.
No, he sent me a voice message on a text, and it was some topic Steve and I probably brushed 30 seconds up, and he went into this long 1.5-minute message of explaining something. Oh, I wish I could remember what it was.
Was it about the Playboy?
No.
Oh, it was about the Playboy in the fantasy football draft. I don't know.
Something that it piqued his interest, and he just took off. It was something we just kind of talked briefly about.
If you want to have a rocket discussion or a quantum physics discussion, he's your guy.
I don't want to go that deep.
No.
I mean, but like I said, if it's on YouTube in the middle of the night, I will hang out. As long as it's not 3 hours. Yeah. If it's within an hour, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'll watch that right now. I'm gonna get.
They don't turn it on to like 6 minutes before the launch, and then they're done like 15 minutes after. So it's just a little.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little weird in that they're a little too happy. Like, I mean, they're a little too over the top, considering they probably had nothing to do with it other than they're running the broadcast.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. But hey, have fun.
That's brand work. That's like pumping the brand.
So I'm thinking about doing this. You tell me if you would join into this. So the little text group with everybody in it. I told Jim, I said, one night we're just going to go, hey, we're recording in an hour. Here's the link. Come in if you want.
Yeah.
Just a free for all.
Like a MySpace party.
Yes, I would say, look, if you want to like grow the show, I would do that just occasionally.
Oh no, yeah, it's not. Yeah, no.
No, just for shits and giggles, it'd be kind of funny just to.
And you may or may not want to publish at the end of it, but you know.
Oh, it's all getting published.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the age restriction is hurting our viewership. That's
that's true. But I think your value. Well, here's when you guys are going to blow up. It's going to be when our demographic says, "Oh yeah, these are my guys from high school," even though we didn't go to the same high school, and this is our like. Then you're going to blow up. It's just like so we're going to get sitting around talking, right?
We're getting the 48 to 58 demo.
Yeah, and look, there's way worse podcasts out there that have like 1 million viewers. So, and I probably sponsored some of them along the way. So I can tell you, the right demographic, somebody's going to put some money your way, and all of a sudden you have 1 million viewers. So there you go.
Then we're moving to Austin.
Maybe that's it.
Too much pressure.
Yeah. Just you're 4 in.
Steve has already said he doesn't want to grow too fast.
I don't want to grow at all. This is more fun. I told myself when I stop having fun, we stop like getting excited.
We're gonna always have fun.
Do this. It's like I'm done.
We are.
That's why it doesn't matter.
We are like little schoolgirls with this. It's just like giddy. It's so fucking fun.
It is. I felt a little bit of that coming on the show. A little nervous and. You had to perform. You didn't be on your A game. We were going to hit your questions. I had to set the set, and I mean, I'm also 3 hours ahead right now, so I'd stay up because again, I have nothing else to do but to work and come home and go to sleep. So, but yeah, I had that little nervous energy going on.
I'd also like just to say, Kevin is the same age as I am, and he has now finally some gray hairs in his beard, but none on his head. What the hell, dude?
My dad had good hair. My grandpa had good hair. That's all I can say.
Just crazy.
He has the genes for communication.
Yeah.
We have the face for radio.
And yet we go on YouTube.
I know. Gluttons for punishment.
So I have a question. Are you guys do you have more viewers on YouTube, Spotify, Apple?
I have no idea. Steve would know.
Stats guy.
He's the number guy. He's got all the.
It's kind of a mix. It's weird though because we actually have more on Spotify than you or on Apple.
Yeah.
Spotify than Apple, and I thought Apple podcasts were more popular, but I guess Spotify might be. It's all fun. I mean, it's cool to check in and see, how long people watch and things like that. I mean, that's just. It's not even. I don't even care. I just like looking at numbers like that.
Yeah.
I think it's fun, and the information that comes out. Like when I found the thing last night, where it breaks down your listeners by country and then state and then city, I was like, "Ooh, this is fun!" Like, oh, this is great. I love this.
And I have no interest in that at all.
Moscow listener.
I'd like hearing it from Steve. He just tells me what happened, where it's coming from, who's listening. The Moscow was exciting though.
You're
international.
Yeah.
It should be the international podcast Cure for Boredom with Jim Steve.
I would add that to your. I mean, that's part of your gig now. You are an international podcast. Mm-hmm.
Well, if we score another country though, I'll get an anthem and we'll run it out and it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably good not to open with the Russian anthem. Just like
it's a one time. Yeah, it's a one off. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't.
Yeah, we're not gonna toot that horn too loud.
Yeah,
I would like to get on a plane at some point in my near future, so I don't want to get on that list.
Yeah,
it may already be in question, but just
yeah, we could be investigated any day. Mm-hmm.
So, did you listen to the Thanksgiving recap?
Listen,
the TV one.
I've listened to all of your shows.
Oh,
okay.
The entirety of all of them. So yes, of course I did. And
a long time listener
on the screen here the other day. So
you probably have spent more time on planes and in airports than me and Jim combined. Do you have a TikTok cringeworthy story of someone getting tased on a plane or somebody
crazy travel off airport?
Or are you unscathed from your travel?
I know big stories. I mean, I've had some. There's one moment where we dropped probably 3,000 feet unexpectedly a plane.
Oh.
That one sort of made you think about your life really quickly. But outside of that, no. Look, I mean, most of the time, there's been times where I've been jammed in the corner. There's been times when.
Well, now he's first class, so he doesn't have any problem.
No. I fly like in the 30s, man. Just so you know, like 31A is like my spot generally.
I love that spot.
Yeah, so I'm usually back there, but it's always the run. Like my last flight, I land in Denver, and I got to run 42 gates to get on the plane, and then you get on the plane, and you're barely getting on, and people are annoyed because they might have held it for you. But I mean, other than that, no, I've been lucky. So
good.
Yeah, no, nothing too crazy.
What's this long distance commuting like?
It's hard. Like if I'm being honest, it's hard. Like it's
how often you going back?
About every couple of weeks. But last Friday morning I woke up, I'm like, I want to go home. So I booked a flight, which wasn't a smart thing financially or seat selection wise, like that morning. And that night I flew home and I was home for like 36 hours and then came back here. But sometimes you just need to. So that was good. But it's just, you have a plan for it when you get, this was a great opportunity. So we did it, but you had a plan for it. And then the plan meets reality and you adjust. But it's
how you liking that cereal bar at work?
The cereal bar is sweet. Let me tell you. So my routine is get up, walk over to the Metro, and if there's a new episode, I'm listening to you guys often in the Metro for my like little 20-minute commute, which is like because I don't have a car here, I just walk over to the Metro and go like 4 stops, and I'm to the office. But and I walk up, and we got a great coffee bar to go with a great cereal bar, and because I again literally have nothing else to do, I'm usually the first one. I'm always first one in my department, my team in the office. And I eat my cereal and I drink my coffee and then go about the day. And on the way out, I swing by
video games,
the candy bar, which I don't think I told you about, which is like 7 or 8 different types of candy and snacks.
Wow.
Something there, yes. And then keep on trucking. So, and then this time of year, there's lots of receptions and dinners and all kinds of swampy DC things that I'm getting exposed to.
I wanted to ask that next about now that you have a position of somewhat up in the upper echelon, you're rubbing elbows with the DC elite.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about any of the experiences with some of the people you've seen, experience, maybe conversations you've had with some? Because you mentioned to me about the retreat you went on.
Yes.
And you were in the same room with a couple like big name people that are like, wow, it's impressive.
So I think the best way to describe it is like if there was a game of 7 degrees of separation, like anybody, like the Kevin Bacon thing, I think I might win from all of us, but
100%
maybe not, right? Like when you get to be around some of the CEOs of these companies, you figure like, well, that guy's like one step away from Putin. I figure if you get to Putin, you get to everybody at that point, right? so that part's interesting.
Well, hey, Steve and I are very close to Putin now.
There you go. You guys are. It's probably he's been watching you, by the way.
It could be our listener.
Yes. So that part is like a bit surreal, but everybody's just people. That one thing I've learned throughout my whole career, everybody's just people, except for a few people. And those few people who are outside of that realm, then you don't have to interact with them very much, hopefully. But everybody else is actually pretty normal. I mean, like I stood by. So my bingo card now is like I just want to see, like in person, all of the people who are in the news a lot. Just like you name one of the people from Congress, and like I just want to see them. So I saw one last night, and I don't think so I saw Marjorie Taylor Greene, and like I was standing next to her. I'm like, oh, I've seen you on the news, and I've seen all this great, and like I didn't talk to her or anything like that, but just standing next to her, I'm like, that's kind of interesting and kind of like check the box. Like I've seen somebody like that. So that part being here is interesting. And I will say it's a bubble and it is definitely a swamp. And your perspective while you're here versus being back west, for example, is completely different. So I'm learning a lot about that. But look, in the end, great people. I think a lot of people just want to try to do the right thing, but it's interesting to see people up like in this environment that you've seen on the news your whole life.
Yeah, not to get too much into politics, but I think what we see on TV, the sound bites and the crazy talk with a lot of these people, I think in person, I don't think. I mean, there's a handful that are probably as crazy as they appear, but for the most part, I think most of these politicians are pretty much, they're communicating with each other. It's not like they're not ever talking to each other. The left and right are completely on opposite sides. I think there's still some, cordialness to that whole thing back there.
Way more than you see in the news, right? And so even some of the people who are portrayed one way in the news, or I've actually heard like, oh, they're actually okay. They seem the news portrays them as sort of out there. They're actually really nice, friendly people that just have views we don't necessarily agree with. So, I mean, look, but there's also people who aren't that way, and no doubt. But for the most part, I'll be honest, we're all from Sacramento area. This is like Sacramento's AAA, where this is like it's the same people from all over, all the different government stuff. It's just at a different level. So, so it's interesting that way, but it's kind of fun. And I don't know how people do it their whole lives. I'll be honest about that, though. I mean, it's a lot.
It'd be exhausting.
Yeah.
So throw out. I mean, you can encompass everything.
Yes.
That you've done. You ever been starstruck?
Ooh. Yes. You know where it was? This is funny. It has nothing to do with DC.
That's fine. No, that's what I think. Anywhere.
This summer, I live where we live in California. I'm like, oh, we should go up to the celebrity golf tournament, like on Sunday, which I never really wanted to go, but it was like, I think Ryan wanted to go, so we went up there. And Sunday's like a pretty mellow day up there. And of all the people that were, I saw Jerry Rice and Charles Barkley, blah, blah, blah. I was totally starstruck by Bobby Flay. I don't know why. because I've watched so much Beat Bobby Flay. Like, he walked by, you know how it goes there, like they go through these little alleys and you can like talk to him and say hi, and I'm like,
Same. I'd fanboy out probably too.
It was Bobby Flay. Of all the people, it was Bobby Flay.
That's
all
great.
right. I like it.
Steve, have you ever had a fanboy experience, like kind of had a over like reaction to somebody that was like, wow?
Not really. I mean, I know I'm pretty sure there's people that if I met them, freak me out.
Wasn't Dr. J?
No, it wasn't Dr. J. Yeah, I mean, you know what they say? They say never meet your idols.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll give you. We went to go see the Reds play the Giants at Candlestick years and years ago, and I went with Keith. Okay. And he's a Reds fan. His idol, Eric Davis.
Yep.
Eric Davis was his idol. Okay. We follow the bus back to the hotel. We're the only two people in the lobby of the hotel as the bus lets everybody out to go back to their rooms, eat dinner or whatever for the night. He walks up to me, goes, "Mr. Davis, can I have your autograph?" He looks around, nobody there. He goes, "No, man, not right now." And I was like, holy shit, man. Sign the guy's autograph. You know,
wouldn't it be a better time when you're just walking alone in a hotel lobby?
Yeah.
That's hard.
This is why Jim and Steve, but you know Jim probably more than anybody, why I don't want to meet Will Clark, because he's my hero, and I'm just certain that I'd be so disappointed. So I just want to keep him on that pedestal, and right.
I think
that's why I would tell you to like
fun.
Buzz off, right? He would not.
Well, and I'll tell you this, and I don't know personally Will Clark, but these old baseball guys are fucking fantastic.
Are they? Okay.
I don't think you'd be disappointed if you met Will Clark, Kevin. I really don't.
You're probably right.
There's some that I'm sure, but I think you know who they are now. I think Barry Bonds, if he was your idol, you don't want to beat Barry Bonds, okay?
No.
But I mean, you got a redneck from Louisiana with money who doesn't have to work anymore. That guy's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna take the beer you buy him. I guarantee you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, there's you know, and I've heard stories about Mike Trout from guys that have worked directly with him. That might be a guy I get starstruck about, even though he's not so good right now. But that would be. But I mean, the stories you hear about him, same thing. You're like, he's a great guy, and it's like, all right, I'm never gonna meet him.
No.
You know, but I don't know. I can't think. I mean, if I met Taylor Swift, though, ooh, buddy.
Buddy. Did you shed a tear when the Eras tour ended?
I did not. You know, all right. Here we go. I wish I need a thing for tangent. Okay.
Tangent. Yep.
Now here's the deal. Taylor Swift. Okay, that is a shitload of concerts. She made a absolute truckload of money. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Look, the rumors are out there that she lip syncs some of it. Dude, she goes for 3+ hours a night and dances the whole time. I mean, I've done neither for that long, but I imagine it's hard to do.
I'd watch that.
I mean? No, I'm not. My Eras tour is going to be short. But then you hear stuff about like what she gave the crew, you know, for like, I mean, it's like money's not even a factor to her. No, I think for her, it's just a weird flex. Like she wants to just be the biggest.
And it's about money. And I've heard every single pretty much fan interaction with her is like amazing too. She's like accommodating to like as many fans as she possibly can.
Well, and I don't know how much you watch it, but even like the hat thing, the hat gimmick that she does during the 22 song every night. Am I going too far in my Taylor Swift?
You've gone way too far.
Look, I think you're trying to reach a new audience, which has got a lot of people, so keep on trucking.
No, but you've seen the videos, right?
You're getting my nieces now, or one of my nieces.
You've seen the videos. She does the song. She comes out with the hat. She walks to the edge of the stage. They've got somebody handpicked already, whether it's a kid that survived cancer. You know,
I have not seen the video.
Kobe's daughter was
Oh.
one of them in LA. But these kids just fucking cry. I mean, these people in the friendship bracelets and the shit. Have you ever heard all the countries she's been to? You ever heard about a riot or a fight at a Taylor Swift concert?
Then they had shut down one of the concerts for
For heat.
bomb. Well, I think it was a bomb threat or something.
Well, yeah, that was a good place to do a bomb threat. No, but they had one where they shut it down in Rio for heat.
No.
I know way too much about the Eras Tour, and I apologize in advance.
Yeah. I accept your apology.
But look, Steve, honestly, I'm sure this section will have more appeal to listeners than the whole space discussion we had 15
Space,
I mean,
DC Swamp, Taylor
I don't
Swift.
care about her. I don't care about her love life. I don't care. I think the whole Travis, that's a conspiracy theory in itself, the whole Kelsey, but whatever. Let her do her thing.
Yeah.
She shows up a lot.
Leave her alone. Leave Britney alone.
Yeah, Brittany. Poor Brittany.
So what do you got a lot of time there. You're watching Kings games? What are you into? What are you watching TV wise?
So I thought I would oh, cool, I'll catch up on movies or catch up on many of your shows that you mentioned.
Well, before you go, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Steve and I saw that. You didn't tell me, but there was a poll on the Spotify to vote whose list, and I saw there was one vote. I don't get the. I didn't.
I made the vote. I'll admit it.
Voted?
Yeah.
And whose list did you pick?
I picked Steve's.
I figured
and it came down to The Office. Where Steve had The Office compared to where you had The Office. I was much.
I don't mention The Office.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
Office was the background
against Jeff.
COVID for our family.
And that's a big part of it too for me. It's like I told Jim, I said, like when he gave me Sherlock, it's you can't turn your brain off and do something else or play on your phone.
You have to pay attention.
You have to hunker down and go.
Mm-hmm. And that's why that's the kind of shows I like, because I like turning up already and just focus on a TV show. I'm not do something else while a show's going on in the background. I want to pay attention. That's just me.
Yeah.
So,
no,
I do like a good mystery.
Yeah. And so you know what? I'm gonna take your list, and because I've gone through the Bear now and I've got gone through my shows, and so I'm like, okay, where do I want to go next? The Office, if you watch the extended versions that are on Peacock,
oh god,
they're so good. And I think Dinner Party is the
best, one of the
best episode in anything, right? I mean, it's just so cringy and funny, and yeah, it's great.
So when you're ready to dive into Korean television, let me know.
The only one I know is
I can give you about 25 Korean TV shows that I would recommend.
But see, I'm not down with a closed caption like you are. So
I love it.
I know.
It's a few years ago I started one of my kids, I can't remember who was watching show with subtitles, just an English show, subtitles. And I was like, why? And it was I think it was New Girl. So she doesn't miss any joke.
My kids do the same thing.
I started watching it like that, and I do every show I watch is with subtitles, with titles, captions, everyone. And it's not distracting for some reason. So I don't read books. I read captions.
You read TV.
I read TV shows. So I'm mixing it up, So Kev.
Yes.
Would Ted Lasso be in your top 10?
Well, look, you guys had a weird criteria.
His criteria was awful.
Oh, yes.
Just forget his criteria.
Definitely top 10 or adjacent, for sure. Yes. Yeah. Very good show.
Well, I figured it was a soft spot for Kevin since he was a successful soccer coach.
Which makes no sense whatsoever, but yes.
Soccer. Steve and I actually, remember, we did attend one of your games.
You did. Yes, you did.
Freezing our asses off.
Yes, you were.
It was so cold that night.
Which was I totally appreciate and remember to this day. So thank you.
Yeah.
No, Ted Lasso's great. But look, I find myself pulled to reality shows. So if I was being honest, you're gonna see a lot of Gold Rush. You're gonna see a lot of Alone. You're gonna see those
Naked and Afraid.
I know, no, not into that one. It's just something creepy about it. But my grandma likes it, which I think is interesting.
Survivor, you a big Survivor guy?
And then like Chopped, right? And obviously
Top Chef.
Bobby
That's what I
Flay.
didn't mention is Top Chef.
Yeah, Top Chef is good.
That was, for me, that was one of the better cooking shows.
Yeah, I mean, and look, if I like just want to bare my geeky soul, like Star Trek: The Next Generation is probably I've seen every episode. Like it met your criteria. Did you see the whole series that have X number of shows? Like I saw every one of those 3 times.
I was not a big watching the Star Trek stuff, but one show that was a space TV show that I actually really enjoyed was the newer Battlestar Galactica.
You and Dwight.
It was
beats.
Yep,
About Star
beats Battlestar Galactica. It was really, really good story. It was like 6 seasons, and it was really well done. I liked it a lot. I mean, it's not the old ABC 70s version of Battlestar Galactica, starring what was the guy's name?
Have that toy?
I have the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh,
yes.
God damn it!
Starbuck, whatever that guy's name.
Oh, there's 2 guys. It's escaping me. We'll be here all day if I try to remember. Anyway, but that was another show that I enjoyed. Space shows, right?
Yeah. So, no, I think that was I remember the 70s one. There was like a cool toy that came with that was that era. But yeah, I think I'm like I just more aligned with Steve with like Office, Seinfeld, although they were on both your lists, but Office, Seinfeld, and there's just not enough episodes.
Parks and Rec.
What's that? Parks and Rec. When I watched Office too many times, I'm like I had to switch over to Parks and Rec, and that's great too. So, yeah. And I will say, Sean, like I've watched a lot of Chicago PD just because it was on at 10 o'clock on Wednesday nights or Thursday nights, and so that was part of the plan. I think the Bear this season was what did you think of the Bear of the season, Jim?
I loved it.
Yeah,
it was different. That first episode.
Yes.
If I was to say, if you want to watch an episode of television that encapsulated what that show is all about, first episode of this last season, when each character would show up on screen and was just ramping up, and it was him and Cousin fighting, and then every single character was showing up, and it was just like they all had a part. It was just like it was fabulous. And then when John Cena showed up, holy shit, I lost it.
I think I watched it like 4 times. I thought
you'd seen all the episodes of The Bear, Steve.
No. John Cena's in it?
I'm in. He is. And he's great.
Yeah. You know, the thing with The Bear is I liked it. It's weird because I like that show so much. I still have not watched the last episode of season 2. Waiting for season 3 to start, and then I was going to finish season 2 and then keep going.
Well,
because it can't end, you know.
That's a good one. This season was what they did. As the season went on, it was like a focus on a certain character. So it was like building throughout the year. So there was like dedicated a special episode, not special episode, but it was focused on one character more than the others. And it was like you got some backstory, and it was good. I thought I loved it. There was probably
less cooking on it. I got a big Christmas break coming up, so
that's a good one. You can binge that and enjoy it.
It's good. So there's one show you guys didn't mention, I don't think. Well, you did in passing, but like Only Murders in the Building.
I watched that show, and I do enjoy that show a lot. I love Steve Martin and Martin Short together. That show's good.
Yes,
that's a good show. I kind of tended to lean because I think my criteria was like not so much the newer shows that are kind of in the middle of it, because down the road, once they're done, maybe we'll go back and say that's one of the greats. Like the one show that probably could be coming close to my top 10 would be Shrinking. They're in the middle, they're towards the end of the 2nd season right now. It is absolutely a great show, like great. So
my kids and Janae like it. I've not watched it yet. Okay, so
that's fantastic.
It's good. So I'm gonna throw old school. So here's one. If you guys react, I'll be happy. Baba Black Sheep.
I remember that.
Yes.
I
Right.
do remember Baba Black Sheep. It was like that SWAT,
Yes.
like Barnaby Jones,
Yes.
Rockford Files.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, now I'm getting into my like I mentioned the A-Team,
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard, like
Right.
just that. There's so many shows that as a youth watching love, but they're not standing the test of time. I mean,
No.
you go back watch that and go, what the hell am I watching now? Because but there's a lot of shows that were like really good. I think I think there was a lot of like PI cop shows. It was like a big deal. Streets of San Francisco.
All in the Family, right? I mean, All in the Family, right?
The Jeffersons.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I used to watch the hell out of Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's
Hogan's Heroes was the best.
after school, that was always on. I you know what, Steve, that's funny because that was probably one of my favorite shows. Like there's something about, and no better way. I mean, if you're going to come up with comedy, definitely at a Nazi concentration camp.
Absolutely, that's a great setting, and that is one of my my impressions, my obscure impressions.
Schultz.
No, you ready?
Yeah. Here we go.
Link, I must get to Brussels by the morning.
What was his name?
General Bullcarter.
Yes.
Right. Oh God, Clink. Colonel Clink. Wow, that's so good.
Great show, because it would come on like you get home from school, you get the bowl of Cheetos, and then it'd be like Hogan's Heroes, like
Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island, or something like back to back, right?
I Love Lucy'd show up.
Yeah, and it would be for us in Sacramento, it'd be like KTVU, like Channel 2 in San Francisco, the cable feed that would have this stuff on, right?
We'd have 40.
Yes, or 40. So yes, great show.
Yeah, there was a lot of good shows when you're a kid watching, especially the after school stuff. It was just like,
yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah,
we'll have to have you back on when we do our reality TV breakdown, because we excluded reality from our list.
We did.
Yes. And that was a good call. I mean,
and we didn't even talk about excluding it. We both just excluded it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean, and there's shows that, like I said, Survivor is one that
it's the goat.
I don't know
Survivor's
why. It is, but it's so
Real World Season 2.
Well, no, it's changed in the fact that there's just way too many gimmicks in that show now. Where the first one, like you go back and watch the first one, man, that shit was raw, but nobody knew what they were getting into. Now everybody knows what they're getting into.
I think the COVID changed things for them because now they just go to Fiji every single year.
Yeah,
like that was the best part. Like they're in China one year, now they're in Australia, now they're in Africa. Yeah. So like, whoa, now it's like, oh, they're just.
Africa was the worst one. You need water, but yeah. That's why Alone, the first couple of seasons, were like they just stick like 10 people out in the middle of nowhere and they got to figure out how to live with.
Yeah, I've seen. Isn't it like on? I call it HBO, but Max, I guess, right?
Yeah.
That show. It was like it was like a A&E show first, but now
I think it's on Max.
Yeah, it's very good.
I've seen a few episodes of that.
And those people are like crazy what they can build with their hands, right? So
yeah, I haven't. Well, another one was the Deadliest Catch.
Yes,
I used to love that show.
I did too, but
now that I can't catch crab anymore,
whatever, it's overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, there's no crab now.
No?
They don't get crab. They're like
Deadliest Catch without the crabs.
Yeah, that's a whole different show.
And let's be honest, people watch it like a NASCAR race.
Actually,
right?
isn't
Like
it
they're waiting for boats.
Isn't it like singles? Oh, talk about Korean reality shows. Holy Jesus. I'll tell you one to watch. Physical 100. They get 100 men and women, 50-50, and they compete in physical, like, torture, essentially, competing who can last and who can do that. They eliminate down to one person. It is unbelievable. I've never seen a show like this in my life. It is fantastic. Physical 100. Check out an episode.
have either of you watched The Contestant on Hulu with the guy from the Japanese game show? It's a documentary. You should watch this. It's
about the guy that was in the room and he was stuck in there for like 6 months.
He had to get money, or he had to get everything off of like coupons, and free stuff.
He like went nuts.
Yeah, he was like the Truman Show. It was like a legitimate Truman Show.
Yeah, people across the country were watching it. They just tuned in to watch him.
Fucked up.
Yeah, and it was like torture chamber, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a good little documentary on Hulu. Yeah, we got to do our documentary show. I think this is going to just devolve.
You've got a lot of good content there, and since you both have good knowledge, I think again those will be interesting shows for the Metro for sure.
I watched a documentary today. Started watching during my downtime at work today. The Madden doc.
The Madden
on Prime. Talk about them coming up, start from how they became the Madden game, going to Madden and showing it, and interviewing all the people that were involved from the start. And it's really good. There's 4 episodes. I watched like the first one and started the second one. It's good. I think you guys will enjoy it because it's just watching how they got it going, how they got it, like what they did to they tricked Sega essentially, because Sega was proprietary. So if they're going to put their game, they wanted to buy. They said we'll play the game, but they would just pay them a small amount. They wouldn't get royalty as much as that. So they reverse engineered a Sega machine to create their own game because Sega was making their own football, and they reverse engineered an actual Sega machine, and they had lawyers in the room the entire time they were doing it. So they were trying to cover their ass legally to do that. And it's a really interesting story from start to finish, I think. So it's good. Really, really good. So.
What's it like to have mass transit?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
That's
something we're never going to experience here.
It's great if you live by it. Right. I chose to live here because it's across the street. So I can leave my apartment, walk across the street, 5 minutes, I'm on a train. If I time it right, I'm sitting at my desk in 20 minutes.
That's kind of nice.
It would take like 30 or 40 depending on traffic. It's only like 6 miles, but it's all about traffic. If I lived 5 miles away, it would suck because you would have to go to a parking lot. You have to pay for the parking lot, get on the train. It wouldn't be that much better. There are folks on my team with the commutes here. They'll pay because East Coast is all about toll roads, high traffic, like busy times, charging you higher. Their commutes might cost them $25 or $30 on the way in the morning and the way out at night. So
that's nuts.
It is nuts. It's totally nuts. So I love the mass transit here, and like Thanksgiving, went up to New York for Christmas, hopped on the train. It was great. And I left here, went on the Metro. The Metro took me to Union Station, got on the Amtrak up to the station in New York, took the subway. So, I mean, you could just move around on rail if you're close. If you're not, you still got to figure out how to get close. And that
everything clean. Everything clean, no crazies.
This Metro DC is super clean and quiet and nice, and everybody just sort of gets on the train and never feel there's nothing to feel anxious about at all. New York's
nobody's going to whip out their dick and start doing something crazy.
No, I've not seen that. I hope never see that. But no, it's great. And I'm also like 2 stops from the Pentagon, so half my train is military uniforms.
Sure.
So, I mean, because it is weird because, all of us growing up in California, it's foreign to not have a vehicle. Yeah, right. The fact that you don't have a vehicle and you're okay with it, it doesn't freak you out. It's just like.
But nothing is a walking distance for us. It was like living in LA for a while. There's no public transportation.
No. It's actually, living here makes you realize how insane LA is with no public transportation.
But again, the East Coast was, it's an older area. When it was built, it was set up for trains. It was set up for, that type of transit before cars.
Yeah.
A lot newer here. Once they started building out, especially in California, the vehicle was already here.
Yeah.
So it was building roads. But anything about connecting trains or subways.
And that's why, like, this is not a political statement. The whole high-speed rail thing will never work in California. It will never work because there's not the other infrastructure to connect you to make to that backbone that makes sense. Now, I wouldn't have thought that till I was here, but that's the case. But look, I will say this. Usually, like every other weekend, I'll rent a car just so to sort of have that freedom of I want to go where I want to go when I want to go there. So but this is a crazy thing. I hop on the metro, I go to Reagan Airport, which is like a minute away, and I rent a car. And then I drive around and get my hair cut and go grocery shopping and go out to the, sometimes I'll just kind of head west just to get out of the city. But so there is still that personal freedom.
You can't pick up a hooker on public transit too.
What's that?
Can't pick up a hooker on public transit.
But there is that personal. I think we're so used to it coming from the West Coast of getting them want to drive somewhere that is still in me. So I do.
Well, it's funny because the Bay Area has a decent system. Okay, it's probably the best in the state. Okay,
yeah,
I'd agree.
And I remember we would go. If we were going to an A's game or a Warriors game back at the Coliseum, you would drive and get on
Coliseum
go to Concord and take BART in just because it was fun.
Yeah,
And
I do that for Giants games.
Do you
go to Richmond? Go to Richmond maybe, and then take it into the city, and then we'll walk along and go along and stop at a couple bars on the way and just cruise over. Sometimes take the trolley over. Pretty easy.
But see, you drive an hour and a half to Richmond, then you get.
That's true. But then you don't have to have all the Bay Bitch traffic getting out of the city and all that stuff. Just hop on BART and no traffic once you get your car. So it's easy.
Now is the metro 24 hours or?
I think they shut down at 1 or 2 in the morning and pick back up at 5.
So it's pretty close.
Yeah, exactly. So
and
very nice.
The high speed train. I think the high speed train would work. The LA to Vegas one.
That would
I think that would work.
That would be totally worth it.
That's when it makes all the sense in the world. The high speed
Vegas should just pay for it.
And Bakersfield doesn't do much for anybody.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. They'd make so much. Oh my God. You get so many more people in there.
I know.
I ended up down a YouTube rabbit hole of Japanese train travel and ferry travel too overnight. And it's interesting to see what $150 will buy you for an overnight rail trip and just how you're treated and the meals and everything. I mean, they got their stuff down, but here, not so much.
No.
We barely have buses here. In Idaho, we barely have buses.
Idaho? Oh yeah.
It's sad.
But you probably have a pretty good horse network or something like that.
Yeah. The Amish travel, yeah. I mean, they're trying. They're only about 30 years behind, and then when they catch up, they'll be 30 years behind. So,
but Boise's a great. I mean, you're in a great area, and you're right about the Basque influence and
it's huge
and different things. Yeah, it's good.
It's huge. Yeah, it's different. I mean, we're getting. And I didn't want to shit on Sean's show, but we're getting the Yellowstone Californians here that come up here and think this is Yellowstone, and they go and they immediately get their truck and their gun and go to Cabela's and then start driving around and telling everybody how great they are. It's like, fuck.
That's every Californian who moves to Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, you name it, unfortunately. Yeah.
I mean, we came here with the idea of, we had no preconceived notions, and it was like, we're just going to fit in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen like that anymore. People want to impose their will on you. It's like, and that's one of the big gripes. I mean, there's a ton of gripes with people here. I mean, the fact that the biggest problem is they cash out in California and come up here and don't have to work. I mean,
right.
And then what happens is all they are is they don't work. They don't do anything. And they take real estate. So people that work here and are working in jobs, a good paying job here is like $22 an hour, and you can't buy a house on $22 an hour.
Nope.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's insane. I feel bad for people that grew up here, but then again, you know what? we grew up in Elk Grove. I feel bad that for people that grew up in Elk Grove because most of those people probably can't afford to live in Elk Grove.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
You know, it's the same thing happening here, and I see a lot of similarities between there and here, just 20 years behind schedule.
Yeah.
So
It's Elk Grove's tough to go to sometimes nowadays. It's so big and so different.
It's just suburbia though, and it's just like chain restaurant after chain restaurant. It's like, ugh. I crave like uniqueness. It's like Steve's bitch about movies are just retreads of the same things. Like I'm sick of the same old restaurants, Applebee's, Chili's, and whatever. Come on, give me something. Give me something. Maybe a mom and pop restaurant. Can't do it. This restaurant. I mean, these people can't make a living. Not in California. Restaurant in California. Shit. Taking your money.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm a fourth wall this bitch.
yeah,
It's 11 o'clock Eastern. Our guest probably has to go to bed.
The guest
I think
wants to go to bed.
Can I start winding it down? Huh?
well, we have a
know something for future guests. I don't know what's going to happen on the broadcast, but my screen is gigantic. So if people
That's exactly
my face
Yep.
is going to be the featured
Well,
face.
if you're watching it on a smartphone, Kevin, your face will be much smaller.
Yeah, but my small face on the phone will still be bigger than your small faces off.
You're the guest. We're
You're the guest.
highlighting you.
Yeah.
All right.
They-
Well,
They've seen our mugs every
Yeah,
video.
and who wants to see these? Right? I mean, handsome man, Kevin Slagle.
Handsome.
Dark haired,
how about that?
rugged good looks. You know?
But did you have fun? Was it worth your
It
time?
was great. Honestly, like it's just great talking to you guys, right? So
Yep.
I don't think it was that interesting nor funny or brought much to the show, but it was great. Like I said, we really have nothing to do.
Selling yourself short.
And so
Yeah,
talking with you guys was better than my normal night.
You said you've listened to every show. You know the routine here.
I
We
do.
are
Yeah.
not professionals.
That's
So-
what show I'm not going to ever listen to is this one because I never want to hear my voice. I don't want to see my face. So I'll pick
Well,
up on episode 6.
You actually get used to that. I found out because I had the same thing. You actually kind of get used to it and you kind of get engrossed in the conversation. And then you kind of think about, man, I wish I would have injected this here. I wish I would have done this. You critique. It's kind of fun. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, you got to see the run through. And I agree. The run through was better. The first segment was better the first time than it was the second time. It was still okay.
It
was
good. The first one was yeah, it was good. No, you're right. I guess you do get used to it, but I'll probably pick up in episode 6. I'll just take little glimpses and then move on. But
all right.
But I hope Sean joins you. He will have some interesting stuff, I think. And I expect with that show a little bit more conflict. Like we all got along fine. It was all very friendly. Sometimes you need a little tension, and that might be a little bit better. You might get that a little bit more with Sean.
I would never do that to Sean, Kevin.
No, wait. Hold on. I'm gonna start a thing. A thing.
Yeah.
I want you to ask a question that we ask Sean in the episode we have Sean on.
I like it.
And then every guest going forward, we will have Sean ask a question for the unknown third guest.
Boy.
But they will have to. It'll be a viewer question, but it's from you.
Yeah.
Pass it on. Who will be passing on the question?
That's a great bit, and put me on the spot like that. There's like so many things. Most of them aren't appropriate.
Could be logistical. He is in Iowa.
He is in Iowa. Boy.
It could be personal life.
Could be. Yeah.
Could be work. Could be.
Yeah. All right. So this is not very interesting, but it might turn out to be. I want you to ask Sean to describe a typical Friday night.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
James, do you want to do our other bit?
I will. So we are we are starting a new portion of a small segment before we wrap up with our guests.
Yes.
You're almost
and
done.
This is going to be. You're almost done.
Yes.
But this will be rapid fire questions.
Oh, all right. Let's go.
So Steve and I have agreed on certain questions. There is a right and a wrong answer.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to rapid fire questions at you. and then you're going to respond, and you will know whether or not the answer is correct or incorrect.
Are you gonna have a soundboard with like right or wrong sound?
Just answer the question.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
we need a name for the segment.
All
We
right.
do need a name.
That's all right. We'll figure that out later.
Send your emails and thoughts of names for this segment. It could be. I've had some thought about like, you idiot could be the thing. Steve, that was the. We need that sound again.
Okay.
But or no, you are incorrect, sir, or you are correct, sir, or something. We're working on it.
Okay.
It's a work in progress. But again, these are going to be questions, Steve and I, and just to give you a heads up, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 questions in total.
Wow.
They're all going to be pretty simple, but there is a wrong and a correct and an incorrect answer for each of these. Okay.
All right.
So, if we had really, we'd have game music, but anyways, we don't have that. But that will be for the next time.
Yes.
I'm sure. Okay. Question 1, and I'm just going to fire them at you.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Oh yeah.
Pizza or burger?
Burger.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Book or movie?
Movie.
Music or silence?
Music.
Marvel or DC?
DC.
Do you believe in extraterrestrial life?
Yes.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh, it's Star Trek.
Texting or calling?
Calling.
And this is
doing so well.
We got one last question. Do you still believe in Santa?
Of course. Don't you see the Christmas tree? All right, there we go.
There we go. So I believe we had was it 3 misses, I believe, out of the 12.
No, I had like 5 and 3 in a row.
No, I think we had the DC. So
I
you
may have
got-
missed one too.
I think you got.
He may have got another one wrong, but I gave it credit for it.
Oh, wait,
The music
did you
of
say
silence
PC?
one.
Yeah,
No, music
music
of
silence?
silence. Yeah,
you
he
guys
said
Oh.
music.
You said music or silence?
I
He said music, but I gave him the ding, so he gets
Oh.
credit.
The
Yeah,
music is
lucky.
that's what you picked. We both picked music.
Lucky.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, Steve didn't even know the answer. Gosh, you're so stupid. Gosh, eat your meat, Tina. Anyways, no, he missed the DC. That was completely wrong.
I mean, honestly, none of those two, right? Like, especially where they are now. Like, who can watch any of that stuff?
No.
I don't even know what
I-
multiverse we're in right now.
We're in the best multiverse.
We think.
Well, there's a lot out there, but you had beers right a night. You early bird. You were early bird. We're not early bird. Star Trek was definitely the wrong answer.
I knew he was going to get that wrong.
I
too.
know.
Yeah,
He talked glowingly
I
about
knew
Star
what the
Trek
right
Next
answer
Generation.
was. I 100% knew what it was.
I wanted to.
feel like-
I'm biting my tongue when I was talking about it earlier. I was like, oh god, he's gonna hate us later. But no, so yeah, so we're gonna give and again, we don't know if this is gonna be the same list for every question because our guests are gonna be listening and knowing the answers prior to this, so we may have to mix it up or do some other kind of a question.
I mean, look, I can tell you on the Star Trek question, if you have Dan on the show, I think we're gonna be aligned.
He's gonna be Star Trek for sure.
Yeah, I think if you get John on the show, we're probably aligned.
Yeah.
But I get it. Star Wars, much more. I mean, it had basically Muppets on it.
They did do the Muppets, kind of, sort of. I just watched the Skeleton Crew.
Is that good?
I liked it. Little kids, but Jude Law shows up and he's kind of like a pirate. And yeah, it's actually pretty good. Well made.
Yeah.
Liked it.
Good.
So,
Well,
anyways,
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh,
Forgot to do this one.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have. And we're the...
All right, there you go.
We're wrapping that up.
There's
All
your
right.
sound out music, Eddie.
we're going to work on the sound. Steve's he's got to work on his timing because this is not something that's just going to come naturally. Although the dings, yesterday when we were testing out sounds, I never thought that we were going to have anything that was remotely workable. This was like more than impressive, Steve. Again, credit to you, Steve. You did a lot of work. All the work because I did none.
It's my slow time of year.
Yeah. So, and again, I'd like to thank my family, for all the support. I just want to like wrap up something when I hear this music. It just makes me just feel like I'm being walked off on stage. Oh, I'm highlighted. Look at this.
We're good.
So, Kevin, again, we want to thank you for joining us today. This show, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell when you get a chance. We'd love some feedback. So remember, email it to thecureforboredom@gmail.com. The number 2, thecureforboredom@gmail.com. So for all you boys and girls out there, remember, with great power, oh, excuse me, I already fucked it up again. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Sadly, from a podcaster's point of view, with great power comes great boringness. And again, I bid you adieu.
Good night.